Well, hello there everybody, and welcome to another episode here of Strategic Command. I feel like we're really starting to get the hang of this game, and it really is very fun. Now, the first thing I want to do is reinforce this unit right here, and sadly, all we can do is reinforce it to 7. So we're actually going to have to wait a bit before we start heading east to Paris. I'm also going to reinforce this unit here, and I think for this unit, the max reinforce we can do is 2 points. So we'll go ahead and put max reinforcement. It's going to cost us 32 MPP, and that's the thing that we gain after winning battles, etc. Now, Le Mans looks really, really weak. I'm thinking we can probably go ahead, start attacking it. As you can see, there's a Romanian force defending Le Mans, so they might not be as powerful as their German counterparts. We're also going to move a tank force up and see if we can do some damage to this German tank company. Now, I think one way to do damage right off the bat is to bring in some bombers and immediately start bombing it. Of course, there's going to be those German interceptors. They're constantly harassing us, but we need to be able to break through and do some damage here. And of course, they're based at Paris, so the closer we get to Paris, the better. And if that means taking away some of the aircraft available there, it's going to make me very happy. And there you go. We did do some damage to their wonderful prize tanks. Let's do it again. Beautiful, it worked, and we actually got 3 tanks, or in this case, of course, 10 represents only, doesn't actually represent 10 tanks. You know, this could be through 200 tanks, 300 tanks, but essentially their attack defense power is now worth a lot less, as you can imagine. So at this point, I'm going to see if we can get one more group of bombers here from Exeter. Yes, we are putting a lot on this one unit, but I think basically saving damage to our men is going to help us in the campaign big time. So let's go ahead and attack this unit, actually. Very well done. So now the enemy tank unit is at 4. I think our own tanks could easily ride through them without any danger or problem whatsoever. But we could also go ahead and take this area first, obviously liberating it from the Romanians. I think we're going to attack with our tanks, though. And if I'm not mistaken, we may get another attack. 2 strikes. Let's go ahead. Boom. We're going to take Le Mans, and of course Le Mans, for those of you that don't know, is quite close to Paris, so if we can move in there and also flank some enemy units, that's a good day. And we'll finish off this tank army completely. We don't want them being able to restore that army, and actually, incredibly, that army managed to stand its ground. Now, I know commanding units are not supposed to attack, so we're not even going to think about doing that, but maybe we can move this army through. As you can see, we've already got some enemy contact, probably a tank division that's going to do some damage, but we managed to do some damage back. We'll move the Canadian force up and destroy this tank division. And these are Canadian tanks, the 1st tank army. I think they can do probably a lot of damage here to the enemy. In fact, cutting off their rail lines is a good start. So there we go. Obviously, these units at Caen are going to be without any rail lines, and I think we could possibly finish Caen off. Let's see if we have any bombers that are up to the task. Let's attack with our tanks. It looks like we only got 2. We could have done a lot better there, but of course, this is not going to be an easy fight. So I'm actually going to move some units over from Cherbourg, the British 1st Corps, the famous 1st Corps, of course. And it looks like Caen is actually to the north of us, so a tiny mistake on our part. Not one that we can't recover from, though. But one thing we should do is start bombing this area, trying to take Cherbourg from the enemy, and obviously getting that port supply that's going to be so necessary for a victory. So here we go. We're going to start dropping off some men. And let's also drop off our wonderful British 3rd tanker. Actually, it's the U.S. 3rd Tank Division, excuse me. They may be able to attack Cherbourg this turn as well, so let's go for it. Actually, a very good job here. Maybe we can break through. That would be incredible, guys. 188 NM bonus, so that's a national morale boost. So, as you can see, we take Cherbourg. It's now ours. Should definitely add some absolute happiness to our side. And we've got another American general that we're dropping off there. I also don't want to forget about these submarines. Let's see if our destroyers can finally get a hit on these guys. And it looks like the submarine has actually dove from an attack. Not surprising, but a little bit irritating. So let's see if we can move up. I don't think our battleships are going to be able to do any damage. And sure enough, the submarine dove again. Frustrating. Alright, let's see. What about a cruiser? No, I think we're going to have to bring in one of these British destroyers. Boom, finally doing some damage to that German sub, the U-47. I'm going to bring in another destroyer. And it dies. Man, these subs do not like to get into combat whatsoever, as you could probably imagine. Now, of course, we're going to take our destroyers, see if we can't waste this enemy destroyer, especially since he's standing in front of one of our very important zones here, where we've got a vehicle that can actually land on the beaches, and we want that to happen sooner rather than later. Let's move up, and well, I guess our Canadian attacker, or Canadian destroyer has already attacked. I'm wondering if we could do any damage with our vehicle. No, I think we might be better off setting down our armor personnel carrier, because if we get hit by the destroyer again, I actually worry about the damage we're going to take, but we can bomb it. That's the beauty of this. It's far closer to our territory than it is to theirs. There we go, get it down to 2. If we could totally eliminate it, that would be perfect, but I think we could also start focusing on some of the units over here, like the ones near Rennes, including, of course, our paratrooper division here. We could cut off some enemies at Brest, but for now I'm going to focus on that sub. Not bad, actually. All things considered, maybe we can destroy this thing, or this destroyer, I should say. Okay. No, we don't have any more attacks from Norwich, but let's see if we can bring in our 20th tactical bombers from the USA, and that is a dead destroyer. Absolutely beautiful. At this point, we want to take this vehicle and try and move him out of this area. So to do that, we could land on one of these beaches, but we don't really have any men there, which does worry me a little bit. Let me see. Maybe I'll move our general up. Get this general to move up, and maybe then, still don't think we can land on the beaches. We might have to go into an area that we are not very familiar with, or we keep going this way. I think that's probably going to be the right thing to do. Of course, having that sub near us doesn't make me happy at all. Let's see if we can do anything with this battleship. Even if we force him to dive, at least he'll get farther away from that particular unit. There we go. We'll actually move the battleship in front of him. Hopefully that will stop them from doing any damage. So at Rennes, we have plenty of men, of course. And I definitely want to cut off the enemy at Nantes and Lorient. So I'm going to go ahead and move to the south of Lorient and start attacking this garrison unit. We already know these guys are not too strong, through no fault of their own, of course. Boom. And I think Lorient may be in our hands this turn, guys. Let's move in there. Beautiful. We can actually start moving towards Brest, but I think it's a little dangerous. Nonetheless, why not? We'll go ahead and start attacking their coastal guns. And hopefully these won't be a threat anymore. And also, I hope we've cut off the supply to any enemies here. But I think they're still getting supplies from Brest, although I could be mistaken. Let's go ahead and open fire with the battleship. And, of course, our wonderful little cruiser can scare the enemy into submission, or at least try to. Okay, so we can actually attack Gand, and as you can see, do a little bit of damage, although we've got to watch those tanks and make sure that we can eventually, you know, get their power back to normal. I'm actually considering going for that sub again. He's trapped, so I wonder if he can dive anywhere. Might as well find out. Okay, so it looks like he can't dive, but our men are out of attacks, so I guess he's safe, at least for now. Give it time, we'll get to him eventually. Also, don't forget, guys, if you're enjoying the series, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe if you haven't already. Always looking for more subscribers if we can. And unfortunately, we can't reinforce this bomber, but we can sure try to hit that sub. And he's going to dive. Wow, so this sub is definitely able to dive out of the way of our men. That cruiser is not going to be doing anybody any damage. We still have some British units. Let's move them into Rennes, just to make sure that this area is secure. And I'm actually also going to attack the 24th Corps here, the German 24th Corps. Didn't get much from that, but you know what? An attack is an attack. Now we're going to head to my least favorite front, and that is, of course, going to be the Italian front. This is a tough, tough place to be fighting, and we've got a lot of work that we have to do here. Now I'm trying to think if we could hit this unit. None of them look very good. We'll go for Livorno. It's the weakest area that we can go for because of those garrison and or Ost Brigade units. Let's keep bombing them if we can. If not, I'll take the risk and I'll go for one of these other targets like the rocket artillery. We actually got lucky on that one. Maybe the Luftwaffe is getting a little tired and heading for the Western Front. Very possible, actually. There we go, too. So I am going to move the 4th Corps up here, and we're actually to the south of Florence, which is another major milestone if we can take it, but I'd rather take Livorno for now. It's just going to sap a little bit more of the Italian strength and will to fight. Here we go. And at this point, with the tank, we are in pretty bad shape with all these guys on the front lines. I am going to attack the artillery here, but I'm also going to move some of our guys back, the Polish Corps, for instance, to reinforce this or next turn. Probably next turn, unfortunately. And that's if they're even able to do that. A lot of these guys are unable to reinforce. We can get 3 points for this guy, Max, so he'll be okay. Well, maybe not. Let me try that again. There we go. Max, okay. That's what I'm looking for. And if we could do that with every unit, we'd be in a great situation, but that's not the case. So I'm actually thinking, looks like I can't even move into this space, at least not with that unit. So I think we're just going to hold our ground. We could, though, try to attack the artillery at Rimini, and I can't help myself. I'm going to move up with the British 33rd Corps, and I hope they don't get hit too hard, because this is definitely not an easy place to attack. Let's attack again with our tanks. Actually, it looks like that unit is almost completely destroyed, so that's certainly a good sign. Maybe our British Corps can still attack, although we are leaving a wide gap. And we have shattered an enemy army at San Marino, guys. Oh my goodness. Gothic line defense is destroyed by combat, so I don't think San Marino is actually an objective, but obviously that was a very important area to be in. Now I'm going to move this general north of Rome, because I'd rather they attack my general than, you know, mess with Rome and take it back. That would be a tragedy. We'll also move the 4th Corps here, hopefully cut off some more supplies to these units, and let's head to the Eastern Front. But of course, before we do that, we got to focus on our partisans. So of course, I'm going to immediately start attacking the enemy garrison unit, and if we can't destroy it, we can at least cut off supplies from Tirana, the capital. We're going to do the same here with Mostar. So if we go to Mostar, there is a place west of Sarajevo, a lot of Germans there, and I think I'm definitely going to try to attack those garrison troops. So I think we've pretty much set ourselves up. We could go a little bit closer, though, to Athens. Imagine taking the Greek capital. So we're essentially cutting the country in half here, although this unit definitely needs reinforcements, and I'm not sure how reinforcements work for an army that is just made up of partisans. It's going to be interesting to find out. Okay, so we'll keep moving our partisans through the Pripyat marshes, and for those of you that don't know, the Pripyat marshes are a dangerous place. Not a place you would want to spend a vacation, let's just say. But with the rest of our units, we've got to reach that tank. As you can see, he's cut off, so he's going to need to start moving back. We're going to need to go ahead and move up with our infantry units and hopefully take Kovel. I think taking Kovel would be a major victory for us. Let's take a look here. Get some of our bombers to come in to assist, because that unit seems to be pretty damn strong, and right now these bombers need reinforcements. Luckily, it looks like our Russians have plenty to reinforce. So first I'm actually going to fire at this position. We'll try to take this position from the enemy first. Actually, we can do quite a lot of damage over here south of Lutsk. Send in the 61st Red Army. 2 damage, not bad at all. We've got some tank divisions, but I don't think they're going to be very helpful until we get them that much needed supply, so I am going to reinforce them to the max. And we're going to try to do this to as many units as we can here along the front. Make sure that this is an extremely strong defensive line, and that includes the units around Kovel. Although, if we can cut them off, I think that would be even better. We're going to keep attacking in Kovel anyway. I do want to take the town. It would be very important, but at the same time, trying to cut off the enemy like this may help us significantly. Let's actually see if this army can attack. Doesn't seem like the 70th Army is very strong, so we'll go with the 68th Army. Not bad. So we're going to keep things as they are there. Definitely looks like this western front is promising. I am going to move through here, and it looks like we can actually attack the Romanians at Stanislavov. And just imagine breaking through Stanislavov. Let me try again. It would be quite a victory. Now, I do want to go here and attack this Romanian general. And actually, we might be able to just about kill him. But let's see how it actually goes. We'll attack again. And we just destroyed an enemy HQ. That's got to win us some national morale points. And certainly, it's going to hurt the Romanian cause. Now, we wanted to get rid of this unit, but they keep bringing reinforcements for it. So we're going to have to sacrifice some units here to get rid of the Großdeutschland mechanized unit. So probably an SS mechanized unit if I'm not mistaken. For now, the rocket artillery is not going to be very helpful, but we'll bring in our bombers, and it looks like they've got actually a lot of defenses for these bombers. So what the hell? Keep moving up. Try to meet in the center at the very least. And let's see if we can do at least a little bit of damage here in the south, because incredibly, the Romanian line is their strongest line at the moment. Let's go to the north. We were doing pretty well here, and keep on moving with our own armored units. Actually going to go to the west of this tank, and I think we could probably destroy that tank pretty quickly. Although we probably should have attacked this area right here, where the 9th Army is stationed. Let's keep on pushing forward here, of course. Try to destroy these positions, of course. It's actually not going very well for us, but we have plenty of money for more mechanized armies. I'm not too concerned. So I'm going to go ahead and flank Dobryevsk. We're going to start attacking. Attack again. Throw everything we have at these guys, because eventually we want this town in our possession. We could also try to attack Mogilev. So for this, I'm going to get behind Mogilev, of course, start attacking. We actually had better odds before, so I don't know if that's because we crossed the river. Keep firing. And let's move forward with our men, guys. Full Soviet attack as well as the armored car here, or the train, I should say. And let's see if we can finish this guy off. He's taking quite a lot of damage here. And I think, there we go. We're going to try to cut him off, or we could go straight for the kill. I'm going to go ahead and give the Blitzkrieg a chance. Keep attacking this unit. And at the same time, probably severely hinder all the units on this front. In fact, we could go ahead and close him in entirely. I did not mean to do that. Okay, let's move this guy here to Mogilev. We must free Mogilev from the fascist invader. I'm going to try to break through the Lake Naroch, as you can see here. We're just doing everything we can to eat away at this German line. And I think we're doing an okay job. So we just reached Polotsk. Definitely going to try to get that armored train up there for Polotsk, at least for next turn. Keep attacking. The boys are doing very well, guys. And obviously we want to move forward with the first anti-tank. Get some of these generals forward as well. It's time that the front increases in size. Bomb them! Glorious. And I think we can finally destroy this frustrating Panzergrenadier unit. There we go. 320 national morale bonus. Nobody wants to lose a Panzergrenadier unit, let's be fair. Alright, we're moving through. We're going to attack this tank, although we could go straight for the enemy HQ, actually led by von Kluge. I'm thinking that actually might be not such a bad idea. So let's first open fire here. We actually managed to do some damage to those tanks. Move this infantry unit here south of Beshov. I believe I'm actually saying that correctly. Move this guy here. Attack once again. Okay, so we forced the enemy tank back. Now I don't feel so bad attacking the enemy general here, von Kluge. There we go, 6. That has got to hurt them. Obviously, I want to bring in more units, but we don't have more units. So all we have is essentially a heavy artillery unit and Eremenko, General Eremenko's HQ. And I don't want him this close to the front, so let's get him behind our men. Maybe we can send this infantry division. In fact, we only brought him here recently to the south. And, of course, we'll keep hitting Narva with everything we've got. That time the actual Germans did better than we did. There we go. Great to see that. Come on, boys. Alright, it could have gone worse, and actually, we did okay, to be honest with you guys. One thing that is confusing or concerning me is I see some of these Finnish units. Now, as far as I knew, the Finnish units would always kind of stick to their land, but it does look like they're pushing into Soviet land here, and that sets up a dangerous possibility. So we definitely want to see if we can bring in some new units. We want to purchase some new units. So let's buy some, I guess, even cavalry corps. I think we'll take a shock army for our men, of course. We want to go ahead and give them infantry weapons, of course, and increase their mobility, and we will purchase. And let's see what our production is like right now. So it's going to take until 11th of August, 44. Yeah, it's kind of close, but we could do better than that. Let's see if we can get some more mechanized units. We have the actual points to do this, I believe. So let's get another one. Why not? Imagine 2 mechanized units arriving on the same day. That would be amazing. And I wouldn't mind getting some more bomber units. We are going to need them to deal with the German enemy. So they'll be the 22nd Guards, and we'll purchase them. Now, of course, guys, for the MPP, we are getting low, so we want to focus on just trying to support these lines. I could almost start attacking the Finns right now, but it would be risky either way. So I think we're just going to hold our ground against the Finns. I don't really see the need of teaching them a lesson, at least not right at this second. Let's see. Beshov is close. And I think that's going to be it for our turn, guys. We could reinforce this core, or we could try to attack, but we're not going to do very well in that attack. So let's reinforce just 1 point, get him back to 10. Why not? See if we got anything else we can do here. Oh, yes. The Germans are truly on the run now. All we can hope is that they don't push that advantage on the Romanian front, guys. I will send some men south of Ostrov. That would cut off quite a lot of men, although this would also cut off quite a lot of men, of course. Now we've got our boys in quite a dangerous position, but I'm hoping that the damage will be felt throughout the lines. Let's keep attacking. Ostrov will also be ours, boys. Bring in some bombers. I think our bombers are out of... Yeah, they're pretty finished. I don't think we can bring those in either, but we can keep bringing in these units from the west. So let's do that. And we'll actually move this unit into South Ostrov, trying to once again cut off anything they get. Packages from home, cigarettes, ammunition, whatever takes their fancy. We don't want them to have it. That infantry unit there, and I think we can end the turn, guys. That was a long turn, and that's one thing I love about Strategic Command is the turns really require quite a bit of thinking. You can't just rush through them. You've got to think and plan everything out. Let's see. Max will reinforce this guy, of course. And Stanislavov will fall very soon. I'm going to start attacking, actually. That Romanian force cannot hang out there for very long without growing weary. The one thing I do want to try to save is our anti-tank division, and that may not be possible. Alright, too bad. What about reinforcing this guy? Give him 3 points. Alright, fair enough. We still got plenty of MPP, so let's go ahead and max. Build up our Romanian line a little bit. I think that'll have to do for now, although look at this. Odessa may be ours once again. It was ours before, but the enemy took it back. Move through. Not bad. So we are slowly, I hope, slowly trapping the enemy here. And hopefully this is going to make a major difference. Right, let's go for these Hungarians. And of course the Romanian interceptors actually are pretty good planes. I must give it to them in terms of fighters. They don't do a bad job at all. Alright, we're going to keep moving to the west, of course, with all of the infantry we have back here. There's no need for them to be on this eastern front, because it does not exist. So, we're worried about the western front. The Germans, of course, are worried about their eastern front. I think that's pretty much all we can do. Mogilev is going to be destroyed, or not destroyed, but taken very soon. In fact, unfortunately, no. The 4th Army has betrayed us. If these guys would fight a little harder, there we go. 313 national morale bonus, and we will move these units into Mogilev, although they could always also use some reinforcements. Move forward with our tanks. And for now, we're going to have to wait for reinforcements. Would be good to get these missiles up, though, so we can at least use them next turn. And let's move the 33rd Army forward. Same with this army near Babirusk. Things are looking good. I think so. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. And obviously now we're going to end the turn and let the Germans, Romanians, and the rest of the Axis take over the fight. I can't wait to see if this affects them, if this turn affected them at all, and hopefully the future is bright for us, guys. Let's take a look here. I certainly hope so. Okay, here we go. We're going to end the turn. Alright, French partisans liberate Clermont-Ferrand. So already we're having some partisan action. I love it. Of course, the Axis Raiders continue to disrupt our convoys. And it looks like the UK miners collected 392. Not really that great, considering we need to, reinforce those units on the Normandy beaches. But the US gained 608, so I think their recruits will be... they'll be okay, but the Russians, of course, gained a massive amount of MPP. Not too surprising, considering the land they've taken. Let me know in the comments down below, guys, so far what side, at least in this Let's Play, you enjoy and that you'd like to see more of. As you can see, the Finns are definitely taking land from our our Russian allies, excuse me, and we've got to do something about that. That can't be allowed, so we may need to drop some of those armies we created over there on the Finnish border and see if we can't make some changes. Alright, enemy's going to be reinforcing on that Italian front, but it looks like hopefully on this Romanian front they've given up the offensive. That would be very good news. Alright, the men at Narva have actually gotten some reinforcements, so a lot of reinforcing going on here by the Germans. Just imagine being drafted into service as a Wehrmacht soldier during this time. I don't think I would be up for it, to be quite honest with you. Still got that submarine, and he's going to probably try to take that cruiser out. As long as he misses our transport vehicle, I'll feel fine. We need that transport vehicle, and it looks like, nope, that armored Panzer Grenadier unit is going to keep attacking and actually do some significant damage here to our units, and they're still flanking us. So I thought they were going to stop. I was very wrong. Although I think we can move back and put an end to their attack pretty soon. It's still frightening to have them behind our lines like that. As you can see here in Italy, there's definitely a counterattack going on. And of course, the Hungarian units are hitting our overextended Soviet units. Unfortunate for sure. Alright, enemy actually at Florence took a hit from our men. Same with the enemy at Lvov, so we are definitely gaining the upper hand. Here we go, the Finns are definitely doing direct attacks, and this means in the next few turns we're going to have to do something about the Finnish enemy here. Do not surrender, boys. Alright, that sub is still trying to get away. That is the one frustrating sub formation, because I think we've destroyed just about every other German ship in the entire English Channel. Now there we go, guys. More Yugoslav partisans rise against the occupation, so hopefully that will allow us to move near Belgrade. And Operation Valkyrie, German assassination attempt on Hitler, fails. So Operation Valkyrie has occurred. The German generals realize, I think, or starting to realize, that they better make peace very, very soon. Alright, unfortunately the 4th Rocket Artillery destroyed, but you know what? I'd like to see those partisans. Garrison spotted in Belgrade. We could actually go straight for Belgrade, maybe with both of these partisan units. But let's take Krejovac. I hope that there's no enemies there, and there's not. So of course, I'm sure that people are happy to be liberated by some partisans, and these are maybe Tito's partisans. Let's go ahead and start attacking this garrison unit. Or, no, we can't reinforce. So we're going to have to move little by little. But anyway, guys, you know how this works. If you're liking this first part, make sure to let me know. Of course, we will keep doing these episodes. I'm absolutely loving the game at the moment, and I hope that we have what it takes to become the total victors here on the Eastern Front, and, well, on all fronts, to be honest with you. Thank you again for watching, guys. We will keep moving this partisan unit through the Pripyat marshes, and who knows, maybe they'll even be able to take Pinsk, but let's see if this works out, and let me know if you think it's working out in the comments down below. Take care, guys, and have an awesome day.